Welcome to Silly Builders, the YouTube channel where we show you home renovations from a homeowner's perspective. I like to preface each video by letting our viewers know that we're not professionals by any means. For the most part, we really don't know what we're doing. The purpose for this channel is to show that for anyone who's comfortable and willing, any home renovation can just be a DIY project. Today we're talking about disassembling a garage door.
This is why you hire professionals.
I'm going to take you over to my good friend Patrick Shaw. Now Pat's our resident garage door specialist. He's done this a million times and he knows exactly what he's talking about. Take everything that Pat has to say as truth. Take it away, Pat.
Thanks, Matt. It's important to remember that we at Silly Builders are not professionals. Take everything we have to say with a grain of salt. This is my first time doing this, and I'd hate to steer you in the wrong direction. So first things first, you want to get your tools together. Today I've got my drill with the Phillips head bit on it. Got an adjustable wrench, and I've got a ratchet with a 7/16 socket. You might need different things. I guess I'm sure other garage doors have different size bolts and whatnot, but that's what I need. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to release tension on this spring by opening the garage door. If you don't do that and you just unscrew this bolt, it's going to shoot the spring off. It's not gonna be pretty. Next thing we're gonna do, release bolts from these studs in the ceiling on this end. And on that end, there's some other bolts that connect this to that stud down there. It's all pretty easy if you just look at it. You can figure it out. Matt, you wanna go ahead and hit that garage door and
Oh, yeah.
Now that our garage door is up and our spring is nice and loose, we're gonna pull the spring off of the hook, release that. Now our spring has no tension. Thank the gods. So I almost made a crucial mistake. I released this from the top stud before releasing that spring over there and letting the garage door down. So first thing you really want to do is release the spring on both sides, and then let the door down and then start deassembling your garage door.
I'd like to take this time, just a quick break from what's going on here, to remind you guys, no matter what I said earlier about how Pat knows exactly what he's doing, or me for that matter, this is really our first time doing it. We're learning as you are. We're not contractors, we're not construction workers, and we don't have any history in this. And that's the point of these videos. So let's see if we can keep going.
Hit it, bud.
It's just like,
It's because you're on the center. It's good. It's fine. It's going in. It's good.
I'm not doing it.
Oh, really?
It's like, yeah, it's only going that far.
Okay. So we're gonna have to release the garage door from the motor and then just let it down ourselves.
Whoa!
I'm okay.
So that's how you disassemble a garage door safely, efficiently, and carefully. If you ever wanted just a little bit slanted, you can just do that.
Oh. There we go. So now that we've got these bolts here, there's two that go into these. We've got these removed on both sides, garage doors down. It's detached from the motor. right there. Next thing we're gonna do is go to the the wall and remove the rails from there. So on this wall we've got this bracket here. It's holding this top piece to the side rail right here. So we'll remove these two bolts. We'll remove this bigger bolt that's up here that attaches it to the wall. And this whole piece will just come right off, and then you'll just have your door with the vertical rail. Before you remove anything, you want to take this wire off of this bolt that's at the bottom of the door. It can be a little bit tricky, but it's just basically a wire that's going around the head of a bolt. Sometimes you just gotta yank it. Okay. So yeah, it's just that loop. Goes around the bolt on the bottom of the door. And now this can come down. You wanna grab that in, Matty Poo?
Yep.
There we go. Do the exact same thing on the other side, and then we just take 1, 2, 3 bolts off here, and the door will just come right off.
So the plan's actually not to take down the garage doors completely today. We want to take down the railings, the motor, most of it, but we're going to leave the actual garage doors up until we get to the framing process. What I want to do is eventually frame in these garage doors with walls. We'll put a door over here on Pat's side. So for now, we're really focusing on most of the hardware, most of the rails, the motor. We're going to take all of that stuff down, leave the doors up, and then we'll do another video where we actually frame up the garage doors and yeah, put a door in over there. I think it would be really cool. So stick around.
We got to release the wire from the bottom of the door. Ah, spiders.
If you're working on a garage, sweep the garage for spiders.
This is why you hire professionals.
Oh, okay. Here we have ya.
You know what would help is a screwdriver. There we go. Alright. A couple spider bites and cuts later, and it's time to take the motor down. So next, we're going to take down the motor and the track. So we'll take these 2 bolts off the wall. That'll remove this end. And then there's a couple more bolts that hang the actual motor.
What?
So before removing your motor, you've got to disconnect it from power. And then you've got your 2 cables that go to the sensors going into it, and then you've got your cables from the switch on the wall. Basically just pull those out. There's little tabs here that on this one. Some of them have Phillips head screws that you have to loosen, and it's pretty simple. So unplug, push these tabs, and the wire comes out. It's all very simple. Like that.
Good?
Yep.
Is it all the wires out?
Yeah, wires are good.
Okay, I'm gonna come down with mine first. Alright, I got it.
It's like a really big weed eater. These sensors, they just pretty much clip on here. They clip right off. There's some staples, usually just... Okay, never mind. Try that again. These are some strong staples. You might actually have to use a screwdriver.
Has anybody seen the screwdriver? So we've just finished disassembling most of the garage door. We took the rails down, we took the motor down with the track that came along with that. We're leaving up the garage doors for now because we plan on framing in the garage, that wall later on, maybe in the next few weeks. So we want to keep the weather out for now. We learned a lot today. One of those things was kind of how to properly disassemble it without letting the garage door fall. I'm going to let Pat tell you guys a little bit about what we learned.
Yeah, so I'm sure you saw the footage of the garage door just falling. What you want to do is you want to take the motor off of the door before you do anything. Just go ahead and release it and hit the button and it'll draw back. You can just lift the door yourself, release the spring, and then let the door back down so it doesn't fall on anybody. I think as far as safety goes, that's the only thing that we really almost killed ourselves on.
Yeah, so we've got a lot more to do with this garage. Today we were working on the garage door. We've got more videos coming out because there's so much more to be done. We've got a lot to do with this wall behind me. New windows, new doors, flooring, drywalling. We've got so much that we're going to do with this. So please stay tuned. It's a brand new channel. Silly Builders. We'll be back. Thanks.